together a fundraiser. The teachers were putting together a fundraiser for the scholarship program here. They wanted to do Sunshine Boys, and we had, Swig was all ready to do Willie, and we were trying to get Jerry to be Al Lewis, and he's like, I can't. I don't think there's so many lines, I don't think I can do it. And it was, we all knew that he was an incredible actor, because he could get up here and show us how to do it. How could he not be a great actor? So finally, we were able to talk him into doing the show, and I have to say it was one of the most fun things that I ever did. Once I graduated high school and Jerry and Ron became friends, and Mr. Starr and Mr. Swig anymore, it was a blast, and those guys rocked. I watched the DVD of the show just the other day, and Jerry was spot on. They were so funny together on stage. They never held hands, but they were funny. All right, Kevin Starr now wants to come up and give you a little talk as well. He's from the class of 1975.
There are so many people whom we would like to thank for making the events of this evening happen. First of all, thank you so much to all of you who took the time to be here tonight. Your presence in this space, where so many of us shared such wonderful times and hold such special memories, seems very appropriate, considering that we're honoring the man who brought us all together. Many of you will remember the heartfelt pep talks that our dad would give to all of us in the faculty cafeteria across the hall, where he'd refer to the audience by saying, "Looks like a good house." I think he'd say, "There's absolutely, positively a good house here tonight." We also want to thank everyone who sent messages of support to the Board of Education. You made it clear that recognizing our father in this very permanent way was something that meant a great deal to many people. Thank you to the Kenton Board of Education and the school district for taking the step of allowing a central part of one of your buildings to be named for someone who gave so much and got so much from being a part of Kenmore West for 34 years. In addition, we owe a great deal of gratitude to Bob Ventola and Ellen Delmar for their efforts tonight and in the past weeks. Their hard work will allow people who aren't able to be here tonight to share in this ceremony. This great event started with a few informal conversations on the day that our dad passed away. It grew into a groundswell of emotion and a massive tributes from people whose lives our father had touched. Everyone who spoke here tonight is an especially important part of our lives, because each of you was a special part of our dad's life. Even the students whom we've never met were part of the Starr family, because they are a part of the legacy that our dad has left behind. And the Kenmore West Auditorium, this room, has always been a place where magic happened. Think of your interactions with our dad in this room. Recall the comments that he shared after rehearsals via his handheld mini cassette recorder. The reminders before every performance that the audience out there was seeing the show for the first time and that we owed them our best. The emotions that ran so high during every performance. The tears on closing night. The times he greeted you with, "Hey, babe." Remember this man who was so filled with love for the things he did and the people who were part of it. When people would ask him why he thought that all 4 of his children became teachers, he'd say, "I guess I came home smiling too often." And so many of you are the reason why that was true. My sisters and I realized early on that if we wanted to see our dad more often, then it would have to be here, in this room. So it's no surprise that all 4 of us gravitated toward the Kenmore West stage. Our friends would sometimes comment about how hard it must have been to have to share our father with so many other kids. But here's the irony. We never felt neglected or that we were losing him. Instead, we were able to develop relationships with him that very few kids are fortunate enough to have with their parents. It was in this room that we got to see him work, even before we were old enough to be Kenmore West students. And how many kids in high school are lucky enough to be able to stop by and see their fathers during the school day, to learn from him in his classroom, to be part of the wonder that he helped us all create on this stage. Sharing our father with you was a rare privilege, and our family was and still is blessed by the relationships that were born, that blossomed, and that grew in this room. It was in this room that some of the most important moments in our family's history occurred. Of course, there were the rehearsals and the performances of all the plays and musicals that we were in. But there was also a Halloween afternoon, October 31st, 1975, when I was a freshman in college and came back here to see some friends. I dropped by this room during a rehearsal of the play David and Lisa, where my 5-year-old sister Jody, who was making her debut on the Kenmore West stage, introduced me to the girl who had been cast in the role of her mother, a sweet and very pretty girl named Marianne, and my life changed forever. It was in this room that Marianne and I, our children, Andy, Shayna, and Katie, and my sisters, Cindy, Robin, and Jody, performed together in the musical review that was part of the 50th anniversary of Kenmore West in 1990. It was in this room, in 2004, when Hello, Dolly was performed, and Robin choreographed, Shayna played the lead role, and Andy worked side by side with his grandfather as his assistant director, as Jerry Starr directed his final show on the Kenmore West stage. And it was in this room where our dad's biggest fan, our beloved mother, Elaine, sat in the aisle seat near the back of the center section for every performance of every show that he directed. After she passed away in 2003, the Kenton Summer Musical Theater Board of Directors placed a spray of carnations in her seat on the opening night of Pajama Game, a tribute to the loyalty and love that our parents shared, a tribute that we have repeated tonight. And now, this room, a place that has been so much a part of our family's life, will forever bear our father's name. Our hope is that the present and future performers on this stage will fill the Starr Auditorium with the beauty, the joy, and the love inspired by the man who now gives this room his name. Thank you to everyone who was part of the years of magic that happened in this room, and most of all,